is good, yo? It's your boy Ty, back here with another episode of our My Team Makeover series, in which you guys send me your squads. I make adjustments so you guys can improve and find success with your squads. If you are new to the channel and have not yet, please smash the subscribe button as we're on the road to 35,000 subscribers. I do My Team Makeovers. Usually it's on the weekend. This time I just decided to do it in the middle of the week. I might end up doing one this weekend as well. Just we'll see kind of what happens, but I personally like doing these a lot, and I hope you guys enjoy them as well. So this first squad was sent in here by RT. He says he has about 150,000 MT to work with, which is perfect. That's perfectly fine. And I'm going to make a few simple adjustments. And by simple, I mean definitely simple. I'm not going to spend a ton of MT, but I am going to spend a little bit of your MT. So you got Stockton, you got D-Will. I like that a lot. I don't know how I feel about this Kyle Lowry anymore. I just feel like at this stage of 2K, Kyle Lowry is kind of getting to the point where why would you hang on to Kyle Lowry when you could get a guy like Mike Dunleavy for pretty cheap? Mike Dunleavy is so cheap, and that's definitely who I'd pick up. Dave DeBuscher, I know you're trying to save MT and this and that, but Bailey Howe is a pretty big upgrade over Dave DeBuscher, no doubt about it. A pretty good upgrade. Now your squad's already looking a ton better, in my opinion. You're looking a lot more, comp type ready. Now, between Rafe and Chris Bosh, you have to pick one, and in this instance, I'm going to pick Rafe. Then I'm going to add Karl Anthony Towns to the squad. Listen, guys, you could probably find a badged out Karl Anthony Towns for like 40K, and an unbadged out one for like 25K. For that price, you're not going to get a better stretch big, and honestly, he is one of the best. He's probably a top 5 center in the game, maybe top 7, but he is a top center in the game. And honestly, if you make those few simple adjustments, your squad is starting to look a lot better. You got shooting guards, or honestly, the budget shooting guards I would run, point guards, the budget point guards I would run. And really, Larry Bird's the next guy that I'm kind of like skeptical of. If you really want to make some MT, you can sell Larry Bird, maybe move Bailey Howell here, and then you could keep, honestly, Dave DeBuscher for a little bit longer. But for now, this is the squad I would rock out with. This next squad here was sent in by Michael, who has 850,000 MT to work with. So I like it. He has Steph. Obviously, you guys can see Manu Ginobili. If you can rock with Manu, I have no problem with Manu at all. I truly don't. But his starters are fine, and then you get to his bench, and you're like, just kind of scratching your head just a little bit. I mean, it's not terrible, but it makes me wonder a little bit. I don't mind a lot of his reward cards because they're unsellable. But he says his Clay has Hall of Fame corner specialist. Okay, like, I understand this. But why that Clay if you have 850,000 compared to the Amethyst Clay? That's kind of what I'm trying to get a better understanding on it, is why not make this simple replacement for the Amethyst Clay? Yes, it might cost you a little bit of MT, but it's absolutely worth it. Same thing for Boogie Cousins. I'm not going to tell you to spend a ton of MT, but just upgrading Boogie Cousins, the cat you're going to notice a big increase in success. And Lou Hudson's fine for a token reward right now. I'm not going to tell you to necessarily replace him. Do I love him? Absolutely not. But you can rock out with him. You can rock out with Stephon Marbury. Those guys are fine. Now, if you wanted to, you could upgrade a Lou Hudson to a guy like Dunleavy. Or if you wanted to, you could obviously get like a diamond Paul George and move Cooper to that 2, the backup 2, and then Paul George to the starting lineup. That's probably where I would lean towards, honestly, is something like this. If you really wanted to. Wanted to kind of make your squad a lot better, you could go here and put Paul George here, because you're still balling on a budget. If you really think about it, you're balling on a budget. And if you really wanted to, you could find out a badged out George Hill, badged out Byron Scott, and maybe plug him in somewhere and keep your Lou Hudson, or maybe even get rid of Lou Hudson, put in a badged out Byron Scott in there. And there's just a lot of different ways you could go. But if you are, he said he's no money spent. You're looking up and down your lineup. Steph Curry's a reward. Bill Russell's still a reward. Marbury's a reward. I'm not even going to tell you to replace Dave. So you got 4 reward players. Cooper's a budget option. He is. Cat's a budget option. Diaw's a budget option. So really, Manu and PG are your 2 kind of big ballers in a sense. But you could definitely rock out with this squad and have very good success in My Team Unlimited. This next squad here was set in by the Donny. He says he has 55,000 MT to work with. So the first thing I'm going to tell you to do, I see Bill Russell at the power forward position. You got to pick between Cat and Porzingis. Whichever one you like more, you can keep. So let's say you like Porzingis more, so you're going to sell Cat. Now you're looking at 80K MT to work with. He said he needed a better power forward, but whatever. You need a better forward. This is the guy I'm going to tell you to pick up. Larry Kenon. Pick him up, okay? Pick him up. He's a very good slasher attacker, and you just got to make sure you have shooters around him. Now, I don't know. I'm going to look here quick and see what he's going for. I don't think he's going for, so yeah, he's 15K. 10 to 15K. So super, super cheap pickup right there. The next thing I'm going to tell you to do is you just got to... I don't mind Eric Gordon at all. I truly don't mind him. But your Dave Bing is a guy I don't like at all. I truly don't like Dave Bing. So whether it's George Hill, a badged out George Hill, whether you find a badged out Byron Scott, you got to find a way to get this point guard position to that next level. For now, I'm going to put in Byron Scott, try to get a Byron Scott that's badged out, and you're going to notice some good success with him. Not to say Dave Bing's terrible, and I can't say I've really used Dave Bing a lot, but I just think there's better options out there. And then at this point, obviously, the next thing is just trying to upgrade position by position, because really I don't see any player here that's like super stand out. So maybe upgrading that Eric Gordon to a Klay Thompson. You know, that might be your next move. Or maybe, you know, upgrading Sleepy Floyd to a Darren Williams. Those are probably the next moves for you. But for now, this is the squad I would rock out with. This next squad here was sent in by my guy Rick on Twitter. Says he has about 150 to 160,000 MT to work with. And this squad, it's troubling to me for a couple of reasons, okay? And the first reason is Larry Johnson is a good card. I'm not going to sit here and tell you he's not. But he's expensive, okay? Larry Johnson's expensive. And if you haven't badged out, that's fine. You can hang on to him. But your MT there's a lot of MT there with Larry Johnson. And just with his starters, there's a lot of MT. And it's troublesome because I wish I could put Giannis on a squad like this because you have the MT for him. But I don't know what... It's hard because if you have a badged out Larry Johnson, I don't feel comfortable just selling him like that. And so you can hold on to Larry Johnson. It's just, you're going to struggle to get rebounds with this front court. That's the thing. If you don't have a Giannis at the 4, with the Draymond, it's going to be a little difficult. Same thing with your backups is you're just going to struggle getting rebounds. And that's the main thing. But the big thing that I see here that I need to do is you gotta add some height somewhere. Okay, whether you prefer Chris Webber at center or Draymond at center, I don't know. But for now, I'm gonna add Karl-Anthony Towns here to just add some height into your line. Get you some height. And whoever you prefer at the 4 here, you can put Boris Diaw at the 4, Larry Johnson at the 4. Either way, you're absolutely fine. So now, Bruce Bowen's fine. I'm fine with him there. The next thing I'm going to encourage you to do is try to find an upgraded point guard to Earl Monroe. Now, Earl's fine, and I'm going to keep him here for now, but that's just the next thing I would do. Honestly, here's my final takeaway if I'm you, okay? If I was you, here's what I would try to do, okay? Because what I noticed is when I played with Draymond Green, he struggles against like the George Mikens, the Karl-Anthony Townses, let's say Ralph Sampsons of the world. Let's say you're facing Ralph Sampson. Who are you putting on Ralph Sampson? At least if you have Giannis, you can guard Ralph Sampson. And so whether you have to do this in a sense and try to get Giannis here, I don't know. I don't know how to really make this work, because then if you really wanted to, you could go here and keep Boris Diaw there if you don't want to run Cat, and then you have a little bit more height across the board here, and then you add Giannis. That's not a bad option. And that's probably, Giannis is the first guy I would add to your squad. That's really the point I'm trying to get. Add Giannis, and then once you get enough MT, adding, I know you already got Darren Williams, maybe adding a badged out Byron Scott, badged out even George Hill is an upgrade over Earl Monroe. Otherwise, just wait till that next kind of budget point guard drops. Obviously, John Stockton would help you out, but you're not going to be able to get him. Or just upgrading Bruce Bowen to a Klay Thompson is another upgrade that I think you could make. But for now, this is probably the squad I would try to obtain. This next squad here was sent in by my guy Zach on Twitter. Says he has about 200K MT to work with. So I see Draymond, I see Chris Webber, and I don't mind that at all. The one thing, again, is Draymond and Chris Webber, they might get killed on the boards. Let's say you're up against the front court of Giannis and George Mikan, for example. You might struggle to get some rebounds, but I'm okay with that. At least you got Chris Webber with Draymond trying to balance that out. I'm okay with that, and Draymond's at the 4th. I'm fine with that. No, I'm not even going to touch that. You got Kyrie. I don't love Kyrie, but if you personally know how to use Kyrie, that is fine as well. And so this lineup overall looks good. I'm not telling you have to make any specific adjustments. I'm not. Okay? But if I'm you, choose between Cat, Larry Johnson, and KD. Choose between those 3 guys. Your least favorite out of those guys replace with Giannis. Okay? So let's say your least favorite is Cat. How is that lineup going to work? Okay, simple. You move Draymond there, Chris Webber there, plug Giannis in here. Okay? It's that simple. If you want to get on a budget, then if you really want to stay on a budget, okay, then the next thing I think you need to do, let's say you got Carl here. If you want to get more budget, you can put Larry Keenan in for any of these guys. I might be pronouncing his name wrong, but you can put him in for any of these guys. But for now, I think, let's say you don't like Larry Johnson. Okay, simple adjustment. You move. Honestly, what I would do is move Cat there, and then put Giannis with a guy like Chris Webber. Any of those combinations can work for you, but the big thing is trying to add Giannis. I know I've said it with the last guy and even this. Giannis is just too good. This next squad here was sent in by Tips on Twitter. Says he has 200K to work with, and I've seen a lot of squads, but I don't know if I've ever seen a squad with Allen Iverson, man. Listen, man. I don't mean to be any sort of disrespectful to Allen Iverson or to anybody that likes Allen Iverson. But if you ever send in a squad with Allen Iverson and tell me to do a MyTEAM makeover, that is the first guy I will take away from your squad 10 times out of 10. That dude is a bona fide scrub in this game. He doesn't do anything on the court, and so yes, I am going to take him out and replace him with Darren Williams. And this next thing I'm going to do, you have 200K, your point guard position's gotta be improved. Pick up D-Will, pick up Stockton. Those are the two things I would do first, because both of them are budget enough that you can pick them up, especially with selling Iverson, that you're already looking okay. The rest of your squad is looking okay. A few simple adjustments, possibly maybe add in, Larry for Boris if you do prefer Larry, like Larry Keenan. Otherwise, your squad's looking good. I don't mind Braun, especially for unlimited. Braun's an absolute dog with his. He's so fast. I like Cooper. I like Clay. Pierce is fine. Dominic's fine. Really, I would leave this squad as it is. Just replace your simple point guards. I don't love Moses Malone, but he's fine. Replace your point guards and rock out with this squad. This is going to be the final squad we go over today. Sent in by my guy Hezzy God on Twitter. Says right now he has 27K, but he has a badge out worthy on the auction house. So he's going to have at least 150K, probably 200K to work with. So that's plenty of MT to work with. So the first thing I always like to do is look at the players that are free. So Bill Russell, Bob Lanier are his free players. So those are the players that I'm probably not going to touch. Both of them can definitely hold their own. And so I see Pistol Pete, and I don't mind Pistol Pete because of what he can give you on the offensive end. He is absolutely fine right there. The only thing I really see here, the biggest thing I see is obviously that gap at the power forward position. And it's not just the easy as, plug Larry in right there. And it's not as simple thing as I hate Giannis with the big that can't shoot, and I hate Larry with the big that can't shoot. And that's what you have right here. You have Giannis with Bill Russell, and then you have Larry with another big that can't shoot. So I don't like that. I'm not going to overcomplicate the situation too much right now. So all I'm going to do here is make an easy adjustment. Plug LeBron in right there. And really, what you're going to do is you're going to want to add Amethyst Clay Thompson to the squad. I think that's where you're going to find your most success. Now, what you do, honestly, what I would do probably is this. Move Clay to the 2 and Dominic to the 3. That's personally what I would do. But I'm not going to overcomplicate things with this squad. The squad's already good enough. Now, if you wanted to, obviously, it's just tough running LeBron with an inside big, or Giannis with even LeBron in a comp type setting. But in Unlimited, you should be fine as long as you green enough shots. Even Whites will go in with Giannis and LeBron both. So, honestly, this is the squad I would rock out with. Guys, I hope you guys did enjoy this episode of my Extreme Makeover MyTEAM edition. So, it's hard because I don't want to overspend MT, especially on Thursday before Friday's content drop. So, a lot of times I am going to be more selective now than compared to like a weekend after we've seen all the content. And remember, if you want to be eligible, just reply to the tweet that I put out. Drop a like on the video, subscribe if you are new, and as always, man, I love you guys and have a blessed day.